I First of all, can we welcome Jesus, everybody? Hi, welcome to the tribe. We're excited to learn and to grow with you.
Hello.
Hi, we are going to be. You'll notice in the relentless page, everybody, that we are turning our focus to customer retention for the month of August. And so, if you look on there, let me get back to it. Karen and I were talking, and I'm going to change the. I'm gonna change the what you call it. What am I trying to say? I'm gonna change like what you get, the reward at the end. Because we were talking, and we all have books, like we all have personal development books. I don't know why my brain went to that, but instead, what I want to do is I'll change it to something that may be a little bit more meaningful right now. And so we'll still have two winners. The first one I'll give $50 to put towards your groceries, and then the second one, same thing, or gas or whatever you need to use it for right now. But when you look at Relentless, you'll see where I put down the August team challenge. And there's a lot of things on here, but everything is customer related. And so when you look at it, that is not just enrolling new customers, but like how are we taking care of our customers, right? Because we don't want to just sign packs. We don't just want to sign up people and then they never hear from us again. We all know, I feel like you can probably look at some experience that you've had at some point in your life where you're just like, wow, they treated me like dirt. Like I just purchased from them. I'm not going to purchase from them again, right? Or you get treated poorly at a restaurant and you're like, I'm never going back to that restaurant, right? Um, you want to make sure that your people feel loved and they feel appreciated, especially in a time like this where, people, times are hard. And so not everybody's going to see health and wellness as a necessity right now necessarily. Not everybody will. Not everybody's going to have that same mindset that we do. And so when they feel loved and appreciated, they're going to feel more apt to come and buy with you, especially during hard times. So the first thing I put was I want us to really focus on that customer page. This is why we kind of like divided and conquered. And we said we were going to take one product maybe for the month of August and do like a little deep dive on what exactly does the product do. So feel free to do that if you haven't already picked one. Drop in the chat what you picked. I decided I think I was going to do capsules and just kind of the difference between the men's and the women's and an overall, but feel free to put that information in the customer page. Feel free to share workouts, share healthy meals, share mindset tips, anything like that that's going to help you earn points towards this challenge as well. Of course, a new customer review. If you feel like you're kind of stale in that arena and you haven't had a new customer review in a while, get some samples out. Get some samples out. Like share your voice a little bit more. Share your face on your stories, not just like Canva slides all day, but like actually turn around and talk to people on why you're actually using this product and why it still matters to you, especially if you've been here for a while, right? Or if you're brand new, like what made you decide to join? What was your excitement? Like what is it that where do you want this business to take you? Where do you want why do you love the product so much, right? Of course, if you do enroll a new customer, that's one point. New customer added to the page. And I want you guys to get into a routine as you're signing new customers. Let them know about the page. And that you can even talk about it in your stories face to face. Is like, we've got this really great page that we're building for you guys. We share healthy meals, we share recipes, we share workout, mindset, all the things, right? Like different shake recipes. We'll give you product information. Of course, we're going to drop in there any sales or discounts or anything that's going on, but I don't want that to be the only thing that's in that page. I don't want people to just feel like spammy, spammy, spammy. The only reason why they have this page is to get me to buy when there's a sale. Do you know what I mean? Like I want them to feel loved. I want them to feel appreciated. And one thing that I personally have started doing today is I'm starting to go back and touch base with my customers for the month of August. And I'm just asking them like, hey, how are you doing with your Thrive experience? How can I make it better for you? Right? What products are you currently loving? What products have you maybe not tried yet that you would love to try? And then I asked them, especially if they're in that page, I went ahead and I asked them, what information can I share in that page that would be helpful to you? Right? Because it's my job as your promoter to make sure that you have the best Thrive experience. And I'm waiting for some answers back on that, but like don't feel scared to ask your customers that, to legit ask them like, how can I make your experience better? Like They might say something totally off the wall that you never even thought of. And you're like, oh my God, you don't know that information. I would love to be able to pour into you, go over that information on the team page or on the customer page. Sorry. That sort of thing. Like get to know them a little bit more and what makes them tick. Because what makes them tick might be different from what makes you tick. Okay. Um, I put on there, write personalized thank you notes to your customers. And I'm not talking about just a message, send it in the DMs. I'm talking about legit, like go to the dollar store if you have to, pick up some cards, some blank cards, and literally write on there, right? Karen, thank you. I appreciate you. I just want to say, I appreciate you. You know, whatever you want to put in there and mail it off to them. If you do not have your customers' addresses, this is the wake up call. You need to get it organized because maybe come Thanksgiving or Christmas, you want to send out cards again and just say, you're appreciated. Thank you for supporting my small business or whatever you want to say, right? Thank you for being part of my Thrive family. Something like that. Like yes, get into a routine of making sure that you have that information organized. Especially because if you have somebody that comes in and does something like maybe they refer like 3 people, then maybe you want to go and send them like a freebie in the mail and you don't want to be like, can you send me your address again? Do you know what I mean? Like I've been that person. Okay. I've not always been organized, but if you can start to get it together, you'll feel less stressed when those times come. What else? Customer order on auto ship. Okay. The reason why I put this is because I know that we have a very flexible auto ship, and that's something that's very special to Le-Vel is that they're never forced on an auto ship, and neither are we. And we love that, right? But if they keep their auto ship on for 3 consecutive months, hopefully you guys know this, but I'm just going to say it. If they keep their auto ship on for 3 consecutive months, no matter what the order is, if it's a small, just capsules or whatever, or if it's all 3 steps, it doesn't matter what they're ordering. But if it's consistently run on an auto ship date for 3 months straight, on the fourth month, they get a whole box of products from Le-Vel absolutely free as a little incentive. And my customer Brooke sent me like a little video of hers last month, and she's like, look what I got. And she opened it and she grabbed a whole handful. It was like probably at least 10 activates. The little balances come like individually wrapped. Yeah, like that. Kristen's got them. It was a whole handful. She had Thrive skincare in there. Sometimes they'll give gear. They'll send out little hats or shaker bottles or something like that. But it's a really good incentive to make sure that you know your customers know about it. Because if they're ordering anyways, and you didn't tell them that if they kept their auto ship on for 3 months, they would get a gift on the fourth, then they're going to be like poo poo on you for not telling me that I could have gotten a gift on my fourth month, especially if they're customers that just keep ordering. Because some people, they don't want to feel like they're stuck on an auto ship. So just make sure they know, like, girl, you've got full control over it, right? You can turn it off, you can cancel it, you can pause it, you can, whatever you order this month, if you want to change it for next month, you can absolutely change it. You've got full control over it, right? I wish they had those little balance packs available for us too. I know. What else? Get into a routine of talking about the customer page, and hopefully by the end of the month we'll have a lot of like juicy stuff in there to be able to speak on it more, because I want us to kind of look at it as something that we need to be sharing, just like we're sharing a product, right? Because we're sharing a community. Because I don't think there's a lot of people out there that are sharing like, hey, you can purchase a product from me, and I'm gonna walk you through like what would personally be beneficial for you depending on what you're looking for, depending on your goals. And hey, by the way, if you need some accountability, if you need like a good group of people, if you need somebody to cheer you on, if you need community, like we've got that too, right? Because some people really need that. Some people are in really, really dark seasons mentally, and maybe they're cooped up in the house with kids, and they just want like some friends to talk to, right? Like maybe they just want like somebody to come in and share a mindset tip with them that they don't have on social media, because everybody else on social media is talking about politics or the government or what's wrong with the world right now, right? But maybe you could be that little ray of light for somebody else. um I can't keep up with the comments, you guys. I love you, but let's see. Help a customer earn free product credits. If you've never done that, there's no greater feeling. Like that feels so good when you have a customer that's like, oh my God, I'm thriving for free this month. What that consists of, if you're new here, is we can earn our products for free as promoters just by referring to people. It doesn't matter if they order one product or three. You get the average of your top 2 customer sales as long as they're ordering on auto ship, which it doesn't matter if they turn it off later or not, but as long as they've clicked that auto ship button on, which is going to give them the 20% discount anyways. I always, always, always tell any customer to make sure they order with that on anyways. But if you have two customer referrals and they come in and they order, you're going to get the average of those two customer referrals and free product credit on the second of the next month. So a lot of you guys have, if you log into your back office tonight and you go to your commissions, and you go to Lavelle Credits, sorry, if you go to Lavelle Credits, you'll see where they're already uploading for tomorrow. So you can see what you have coming your way. And that right there is beautiful, yeah, for us, but also for our customers. I don't know any other company out there that allows their customers to get their products for free with referrals, right? And so they can come in and do the exact same thing. They can come in and they can bring in two friends or family members, two referrals, small order, big order. It doesn't matter if they're ordering on auto ship, which they should because they're getting their discount from, and it doesn't matter if they turn it off later. They're going to be qualifying themselves for free product credit. And it's anytime during the month. And the most beautiful thing is it doesn't have to be a brand new customer, right? I've got a customer, Brooke, who's been ordering from me for 3 years straight. She's never missed an auto ship, never, ever, ever missed a month. She qualifies me for free product credit every single month, right? She's one of my qualifying orders. It doesn't have to be a brand new person. So let's say you've got a customer who comes in and they refer two sisters and their sisters refer two sisters. I don't know. This is just my example, you guys, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter if they're brand new or if they're continuing to order. Your customers get to thrive for free. But it's our responsibility to take that business role and say to your customers, number one, to make sure they know about it, to make sure that they know that they can get their products for free or at least like a big chunk off their order next month. If they've got, if they've got like two people that place smaller orders, then they're going to get like maybe $75 in free product credit. And the credits never expire. They sit there until they use them. But it's your responsibility as a business owner to come in and say, this is available to you, and don't make them feel like they have to be a promoter. So what I usually say is I say, we do have a referral program where you can earn your products for free. If it's something like, if it's somebody I've never ever talked to about it before, I say how that works is with two referrals, you get the average of the two orders and credits. You don't have to have these conversations. I'm more than happy to have these conversations for you. If you don't know what to say, you don't know what they might want, like just send them my way and I'll give them my best recommendation. Do you see what I mean? Like, I'm literally just being a normal human being. I'm not like being salesy. I'm like, hey, like, I'll talk to your friend. I'll talk to your sister. Let me take over the conversation for you so that you don't feel like you have to do that. And then I'll also take over if you don't like, if it's confusing to put them in the computer, I'm more than happy to put them in the computer for you. I will put them underneath you, right? So you just slide them right underneath your customer, right? Because what you do is you give them your customer's link. Anybody's link is their username.lavelle.com. And so let's say I use my friend Brooke, whatever. I don't know what her username is, Brooke something. But Brooke, let's just say she's Brooke at Lavelle.com. If she wants to bring me two people and she puts them in a three-way chat with me and I'm like, this will be good for you and this will be good for you. They're like, boom, I'm ready to order. I'm like, okay, perfect. Send me your email, your mailing address, send me your phone number. I'll get you set up. And I set them up an account. I literally go in to Brooke's little website and I say, refer a customer, right? And yeah, it takes a little bit of extra time, but I'm taking that like that customer service role for her because maybe Brooke doesn't want to be a promoter, right? But how awesome if Brooke comes to me and she's like, oh my God, I have $150 in credits that I get to use next month. Do you know what that would mean to somebody? Like, they could go and like get a whole thing of groceries. They could fill 2 tanks of gas up, right? I don't know. The world's getting crazy. So don't quote me on the numbers here, but take on the customer service role for your customers this month. Like, get excited about it. Share what you have your hands on and how it can help them. Not just like, hey, are you ready to order this month, right? Or hey, you have an auto ship on this month. Do you want to change anything? Like, how can I serve you better? How can I help make your experience better? And they might open up to you and say, hey, I wish you would share more workouts, or I wish you would share more of your mindset stuff, or I wish you would share XYZ. And it might give you content that you could post too, that maybe somebody else needs. So anyways, that's that. I titled this The Perfect Storm because you know what, you guys, like, I'm sorry for cussing, but like the world is shit right now. Like we're all going through hard times. Um, and nobody on here, like, I don't think anybody on here is a stranger to struggle. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure everybody on here has at least been told no, been smacked in the face, life's kicked you down. You know, you've dealt with hard times before, but we've become so much stronger because of it. Right. And I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately around money, honestly, because that's something that I wanted to focus on towards the end of the year, my money mindset, basically. But I have been listening to a couple of podcasts that have been talking about recession, right? We're going to just call a spade, but they've been talking about recession. They've been talking about down economic times, economic winter, whatever you want to call it. Like you hear it all over the place if you search for it, right? But you know what they all had in common, all of these podcasts, is that in the hardest economic times are when the best businesses are built, because those are the people who decided to continue to go, to continue to progress forward, to continue to persevere, even though it was hard times, right? You've got Uber, you've got Netflix, you got so many big companies that were produced, I know, but big companies, right? That Amazon, that were produced in hard times. But do you know why they had such success in hard times? Is because the rest of the competition, there's three things that happen in hard times, right? You've got your like fight or flight response that we all know your body has whenever you're in danger, right? Like you can either fight what's coming at you or you can run from it. But another thing that happens during hard times is people freeze. They freeze and they're like, I don't know where to go from here. I don't know how to talk about my business because I know that money is tight for everybody right now. Or, you know what I mean? Like you can either run from your problems, you can face your problems, or you can sit there and freeze and be a sitting duck. Right. But it's the people that face their problems and say, you know what? I am resourceful. I am going to figure this out and I'm going to find the answer myself and I'm going to continue to go no matter what because I have full faith in what I'm doing. Those are the people that see success because their competition gets completely wiped out by people who sit in fear, by people who sit there and they freeze and they contemplate every move that they're making instead of just making that next step forward every day. Right. And so don't let that be you. I put on here, like, you can choose to think that it's bad timing, or you can choose to think that you're going to be the hope for somebody else. And I, like a week ago, I went for a run after work because I was like, you know what, forget it. Like, I need to move my body. And sometimes when you get into like, a hard headspace, like that's the number one thing you can do. If I can give you any advice, what Tony Robbins says is if you can change your state, you can change your emotions and you can change your outcome, right? And so if you can change your state, meaning move your body, sweat, change your breathing a little bit, move around, you're going to change the energy that your body produces, and it's going to change the way that you see what's going on. And so I was just like, I'm going to run. And I saw this really dark cloud and I was like, I'm going to go anyways. And I started running, and I like to run this one trail that goes like, it goes down the road from my gym and it goes into like this park with lakes, and I like to be out in nature. And for whatever reason, I didn't take my headphones, or no, I did take my headphones that day. But I was out running and it's beautiful, right? And I'm listening to a podcast and all of a sudden it just starts like pouring. And I just seized the moment. And I just like wasn't sure if I was going to lose like my phone or like if it was going to die because it was literally pouring. There was nowhere to hide my phone so that it didn't get wet. I even like stuffed it in my bra and it still got wet. But I recorded it and it was the most beautiful moment. And I remember the podcast I was listening to, or the video or something I was listening to, it was actually Tony Robbins. And he was talking about hard times and he was talking about pushing through. And he was talking about how, I think the percentage that he said was like 20%. They have done studies on young people I think he said kids, but like young people under the age of 30. And he said 20% of people who are under the age of 30 in the last year have considered suicide because they have no compelling future for their life. Because when they get in hard times, they think that those hard times are there to stay, that they think that the circumstance is always going to be the same, that there's no way out, that there's no getting better. And it can be a really hard time whenever, especially you're building your business on social media and everybody wants to be doom and gloom out here, and everybody like is just like, oh, woe is me, and time is hard, and let's argue about this and let's fight about that, and all this crap. It's really, really easy to slide down that slippery slope of wanting to feel the same way and wanting to be scared about the world that you're raising your kids in, and wanting to be like just live in this world of fear and scarcity, right? But if 20% of people under the age of 30 in the last year have thought about committing suicide because they have no compelling future for their life, then what a weight we have on our shoulders to show up and tell people that they do have hope, right? And what a blessing that is, that you get to use social media for free as a space to share your voice, to say, keep going, don't stop. You have options, right? And that's one thing that I've been doing lately on my social media, is showing up as that light, as that guide for some people who feel like the world's coming to an end or the world's crashing, or, people are dealing with a lot of heavy shit right now. Like it might not just be finances. It might be what's going on behind the scenes and closed doors of their home. It might be arguing with their spouse. It might be that their kids are going through crap right now. It might be that stress is at an all-time high. It might be that they're battling their own anxiety and depression and fears and mental battles that you don't even know about. But what I'm telling you is, you have the duty as a business owner in this space, in this time, to not tuck your tail and run, to not bury your head in the sand. Because a lot of people are going to do that. A lot of people are going to see hard times. They're going to say, I'm arguing with my spouse. My kids are going through this. I'm dealing with all of this. My job is not stable right now. There's going to be so many circumstances that come up. And you can either use that as a hill that you're going to climb and come out stronger for somebody else on the other side, or you can use it as an excuse to stop. And some people will. And not everybody who is with you in your business right now is going to be with you in your business a year from now. And I'm telling you guys, it's hard. It's not easy. It's hard when people leave. I've had 4Ks leave. I've had people that never showed up to Zooms, right? I've had people that say they're going to join and then they don't. I've had hard seasons behind the scenes with my job. I've had hard seasons with my spouse. I've had hard seasons with my children. I've had hard seasons with work, in times where I felt like I literally had less than an hour to get all this done in a day, right? But I still pushed forward. Another thing, I feel like I'm just like Tony Robbins tonight. But another thing that Tony Robbins says is there's two pains, right? There's the pain of regret and there's the pain of discipline. And I think it's like probably even audio on Reels right now that's like, the pain of regret weighs tons, but the pain of discipline is like minimal compared to that. And you get to choose which weight you're going to carry around. I'm not going to carry around the weight of regret. I'm not going to tell my kids that I stopped. I'm not going to tell my kids that I gave up. My kids literally share my vision. They literally share my vision about our dream house one day, and they say they want their bedroom on the second floor, and they say they want to have friends that sleep over, and they say that they want to do gymnastics, and they say they want to do all these things, right? They want to live within 30 minutes of the beach. They want to have dinner around the dinner table more often, all four of us, and they want to go and look at seashells after dinner, right? And so some people, when shit hits the fan, they completely lose sight of why they started. Don't let that be you. Write it down. Sit down in silence tonight if you have to. Remember why you're here, and remember who the F you are. And remember that you've been through hard times before, and hard times will come again. But how can you grow through it? How can you come out stronger on the other side? I was thinking about this. I got rained on again today. I was out trying to cut the grass because I didn't want Sean to have to do it because he's under high stress with his job change. But it started pouring, and I remember thinking, like, I'm so much stronger because of the crap my mom went through. And you have somebody in your life that took on a lot of burden, somebody in your life that you saw struggle a lot, somebody in your life who you thought, my God, this person, like, they just cannot get a break. They just are the epitome of strength. And you learned something from that person, and you actually became stronger because of that person. And what I'm telling you tonight is you get to be that person for somebody else. You just don't know who that's going to be. Somebody's going to pop into your DMs and they're going to say, I still watch you 2 years later. They're going to say, I'm so much stronger because of you. I'm so much stronger because I continue to follow your journey. I've watched you grow. I've watched you become a different person. And I now feel like I can do the same thing. And what a blessing that is, that you get to be that for somebody else. My God, I'm not even on my notes, y'all. But how selfish of you to stop if you just give up. I know when somebody says that you made a difference in their life, that's everything. And it makes all the days where you don't know what to post, and all the days where you're like, how do I share these 3 steps any different than another way I've shared it before? Right? Or days where you're like, I can't even take care of me right now because my kids are screaming. I haven't had a moment of silence to myself. Like, how can I pour into somebody else? Because I literally don't have time to think. Right? I know what that feels like. I know that it's hard, but it will be even harder for me to look at my babies in the face and say, we're not gonna ever have that dream home. We're not gonna move closer to the beach. I can't put you in gymnastics because we can't afford it. Right? Mommy's gonna go back and I'm gonna work nights again and I'll be gone all the time. And we're not gonna have family dinners. You have to understand what's on the line for yourself, but also for other people that are watching you, because there is somebody else out there that's watching you that needs hope, that needs you to share your business and share your product in a way that you've never shared it before, that actually tells them that they have options beyond the struggle that they are going through right now. Because some of you guys have been here for a while and you've grown a lot. And I want you to think back to like pre-thrive. Pre-thrive. Like, who were you? What was your scenario? Somebody asked me that yesterday. She said, and it was somebody who's I've been in conversation with for over a year. Somebody who actually used to promote that doesn't promote anymore, but is thinking about coming back actually. She said, where were you in life when you started your Thrive business? I'm like, oh, wow. I guess I don't share that enough. Like, I don't know. Like, how do you not know that? Right. Like you think that you're sharing, you think that you're being so like repetitive, but then you get hit with like one of your biggest questions, like where were you in life before Thrive? Like, are you kidding me? And so I shared it again today. And I was like, guess what? Like, this was me pre-Thrive. Like, I was night shift in the ER. I was never seeing my family. I was crying on my way to work. I was sleeping in the same bed one night a week with my husband. And he told me I was miserable. And he told me that he felt like he had a roommate. And I said, things got to change. Right. And somebody out there needs to hear your story multiple times before it's actually going to click and they're going to say, I can do that too. And please be normal. Can we just say that? Like, you ain't got to be like ring light. You ain't got to be like full face makeup. I show up like an ogre. Yes, Kristen, an ogre all the time, looking like a hot mess on purpose. I know, Harriet. She flipped on her camera. I do on purpose though, because there's so many times where I fight the urge. Even today, I was like, let me go straighten my hair. Let me go put some makeup on. Right. And then I thought, what is that showing somebody if I'm always straightening my hair and I'm always showing up with makeup and I'm always waiting until a quiet moment to go live and my kids are quiet, right? That's making them feel like they have to be perfect and they're never gonna message me. They're never gonna feel like they can do it. because I'm trying to be perfect all the time. Right. Um, oh gosh, my notes, you guys, are all over the place. If you lost your fire, it's your responsibility to light that shit back up. I wrote that there. Sorry, you guys, to be blunt there. I said, don't you dare let off the gas right before your breakthrough. Um, you're going to get through times where you're going to feel like you are just like highest of the highs. You're leading Zooms, you're showing up on work with me's, you are getting samples out the door. Maybe you're enrolling customers and you're just like, you're feeling the momentum, and then life's going to come and it's going to hand you these circumstances and it's going to say, what you going to do with this? Right. And it's in these seasons that if you don't have your mindset right here, you're going to check out. You're going to check out and you're going to go quiet for a week. You're going to check out and you're going to say, if I don't share my products today, like it's fine. You're going to check out and you're going to stop showing up to Zooms. You're going to check out and you're going to back away from the fire. And do you know how much harder it is for you to light your fire back up whenever you step away, whenever you go quiet, right? Whenever you lose your passion, whenever you forget why you're here, whenever you forget who the F you are, that gets really hard. And it gets really lonely in a space like that. And you're going to start to doubt yourself, and imposter syndrome is going to come in, and you're going to say, well, how come I was here? How come I had all this momentum? And now all of a sudden, like, I'm faced with job problems. I'm faced with family problems. I'm faced with, why is my mindset shaken right now? Right? That's what most people think. But it's really like these circumstances are always going to come. There's always going to be hard times. No matter what rank you are, no matter if you're in this business or that business, no matter if you're not in network marketing or you are in network marketing, you are always, no one is a stranger to struggle. You're always going to be handed difficulties, but it's what you do with it. It's when you say, I'm going to grow through this. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to keep showing up for my business no matter what hard season I'm handed, because you got to look at it as like, what is it that I need out of this season? Like, does it suck? Yeah, it sucks. Is it hard? Yeah. Is it hard when your bank account is negative? Of course it is. Is it hard when your spouse says, put your phone down? Yeah, of course it is. Right. But it's those times where you're like, okay, let me check myself. Right. Let me check my screen time versus present time with my family. Maybe there's an imbalance there that I need to grow through and I need to work on, and I need to make sure that I'm aware of that. Right. Instead of just saying, well, forget this, I'm going to put the business down because it's too much because my spouse says, put my phone down. Right. No, that doesn't mean that there's a problem with the business. That means there's a problem with the way you're running your business. And I've been there. And if you find yourself where you're just like frantic and overwhelmed and in this spot, it's likely because of something that you're doing. You're trying to always be perfect. You're trying to make it be right, the right way. You want to make sure that you're doing it the right way. You want to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row before you go enroll somebody, because you don't feel like you know what you're doing. When really, if you just step forward each day with one step, and trust that that next step is in the right direction, before you even see the path in front of you, you will find out that it is in the right direction. Okay. And you have to understand that in those hard times, you got to be your own light. You got to have your own back. And if you do not have a bulletproof mindset, if you do not have big faith in what you're doing, in your products, in your business, in this company, in this team, in this community, in your own leadership, if you don't have big faith in all of that, it's going to show itself. But when it shows itself, it's what you do with that. Okay. It's what you do with it. Are you going to ghost your social media? Right. Katie, I think she was talking about like either today or yesterday. She's done some really good lives on the team page recently, in the Lionhearted page. And she said like 2019, she deleted her Facebook and her Instagram for 7 days and she was about to quit. Right. She did that. And she's very honest and transparent about that. But it's because she was in a hard time. right? And it's, what do you do in hard times? You're just gonna like go AWOL? Or are you gonna fight? Are you gonna stand? Are you gonna learn how to have a backbone? Are you gonna learn how to put boundaries in your business where you need to have boundaries in your business? Right? Are you gonna learn to grow that mindset so that nothing can stop you? You can't run from your problems. You got to learn through them. What else did I put? I put don't use them as a crutch. And then I think I have a couple more notes, but I really don't have much more for you guys. I just wanted to kind of tell you, like, you're not the only one struggling. You're not the only one that's going through hard times. But you can choose to, and I'm sorry if this sounds not so yellow, but like you can choose to internalize that, or you can choose to be that light for somebody else and say, you know what, like, I'm not perfect. Like, yeah, I'm going through some hard times. And there are times where I have a hard time showing up on social media too, with everything that's going on in my life. And my social media, I've told you guys this, but they don't know everything that's going on right now. Nobody on the screen knows everything that's going on right now behind my closed doors. But I still show up anyways. I still show up because I know why I'm here. I still show up when I've got other people poaching me in my inbox, thinking I would be great for their company and great for their team. And I'm like, God, why are you sending these people? Right? It's testing me all this time. Everything that you are dealt is testing you, is testing your faith, is testing your perseverance, is testing to see how committed you are to this process, how committed you are to yourself, to your growth, to your own leadership. Because what you're going through is preparing you for when you get that promoter who's like, I don't know if I can do this. I've got kids and they're screaming and I'm working full time and my husband doesn't believe in me. Like, how are you going to handle that? How are you going to handle that? You're going to go back into your timeline and you're going to say, you know what? I've been here for X amount of time and I've been through this since I've been here. I've been through that since I've been here. And I can show you how to keep going. And I can show you, I can help teach you how to have that vision for your life. Right? Um, that rainstorm that I got caught in was so freeing. I don't know if y'all ever run in the rain. I know Karen thinks I'm crazy, but sometimes I purposely run in the rain. And it's very freeing. Karen's like, get her out of here. It's very freeing. It's very quiet. It's loud but quiet, if that makes sense. It's loud but quiet. And sometimes it's just you and God. And sometimes you don't know if the rain is harder or your tears are harder, coming down harder. And your shoes get really soggy and they get really heavy. And your brain plays tricks on you. And it's like, oh, I don't know if I can keep going. My legs are like jello, right? Like there's all these things. And when it started raining on me last week, I was at least a mile from being back to my car. Ain't nothing I could do about it. There was no shelter. I mean, I could sit under a tree and hug it if I really wanted to, but it was starting to lighten and everything. There was no fighting it. I had to continue to go through it. Even though it was just rain, I know. I mean, there was some lightning, but I had to keep going. Even though my shoes got so heavy. I was literally like, every step I took was a splash because there was like so much, like there was flooding that was going on in some areas. And I remember looking at that and I remember looking at those splashes going, I got this, right? I got this. My shoes are damn heavy right now, but my legs are prepared for this. I've worked out for this, right? I started breathing heavier and I was like, oh my God, this is hard, right? And then I started going, I had to go up this long stretch where there's cars. And I'm like, my God, these people probably think I'm crazy, right? And I'm like, there's bound to be a car that's going to just sideswipe me and hit me with a puddle, right? And it's like this moment where you're just like, there's nothing you can do but laugh. And it's those moments that I want you to embrace in your business where you're like, why am I dealing with this? Why am I being dealt these cards? Why am I not there yet? All of these things. It's preparing you for where you're going. It's preparing you to lead somebody else. It's preparing you for your next hard season. And I know you don't want to hear that. But once you get through this hard season that you're going through right now, if you're going through one as well, it's not over. I love you, but it's not. Okay. It's not over. There's going to be another hard season. There's going to be another challenge. There's going to be more people that leave your team. There's going to be people that maybe say not so nice things about you. There's going to be people that don't understand you. There's going to be situations that you're going through where you're just like, really, you know? But I promise you, it's your greatest source of pride tomorrow. It really is. Whenever you think about it, what anything that you've gone through already, you look back on it and you're just like, wow, like I sweated that for no reason, right? Like I sweated that. And look at me now. Look at me now. I'm so much stronger. And so I want you guys to get that as your takeaway for today, that it doesn't rain in Texas, Chris. I want you to just have that as your takeaway today. It doesn't have to be a literal storm. But sometimes we go through hard times, and you need to know that you're not alone, and you need to know that it's okay to feel what you're feeling. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be confused. It's okay to not know what your next move is going to be. But you have to have that crazy faith, like I was talking about. Harriet, isn't that Todd? What's his last name? I keep wanting to think Smith. That's not his name. She'll put it in the chat. Todd something. I have some books. Mike Todd. Mike Todd has a sermon that he did that talks about crazy faith. It's really, really good. And it talks about a lot of this. It talks about going through hard times and not knowing what the outcome is going to be, not knowing what your next move is going to be, and just trusting that like God has his hand on you, and that he has his hand on your business, and anything that you're going through, that you're not alone, and you will come out stronger on the other side. But you have to choose to come out stronger on the other side. You have to choose not to tuck your tail and run. Okay. I love you guys. I know he has a good book. He's got no, I think I need to order the one that you're talking about. I think I just have the relationship goals one. But I love you guys. I hope this was helpful. Crazy faith. There it is. I hope this was helpful, and I hope that you took something away from it today that helps you show up a little bit stronger tomorrow, and know that no matter what you're going through, there's somebody else going through it too. And you have an immense responsibility right now as a business owner in this space. I don't know any bigger blessing for somebody to come in and not have any overhead, and be able to learn and grow along the way, be able to grow their finances, but like also grow themselves. What a blessing that you get to offer somebody. Like, hey, I'm going to help you grow your bank account, but I'm going to help you be a better person. I'm going to help you walk a little closer to God. I'm going to help you stand tall. I'm going to help you learn how to own a room. I'm going to help you learn how to put boundaries in your life so that you're healthy in so many other areas, not just your physical health, but your mental health. Right? It's a lot of stuff that we do, you guys. I love you. I'll have it uploaded. I forget what else I was going to say. I went off my notes like crazy, but I love you. You guys have a good night.